So I've come to spend a little bit of time in Ireland, and if you watch my videos you will have seen this a million times, so yeah, I'm always showing you the same stuff, but I think it's really nice to see like how things have developed over time. So my mum lives here, she's lived here for about 7 years or so, and she has planted about 1,000 trees, well more than 1,000 trees. She's got pond, polytunnel, all that good stuff. So when I first came here, these trees that you can see behind me were like, I don't have two hands to do it, but maybe like 30 centimeters tall. And now they're becoming like actual trees. You can see this huge willow is really happy here. It's very like wet, damp, kind of like boggy ground. So that means that trees like willow and alder do really well. There's a lovely big alder behind me right there, and these are either grown from seed or from like little saplings, a bit of a mixture. And there's a little kitty cat has come to say hello. This cat is actually pure mayhem and destruction and chaos, and has been like just causing absolute dramas. But this is the field with all of the different trees in it. Well, they're on every field, but this is the main one. And then we'll just have a little walk down and I'll show you what's here. So my mum really wants to leave a lot of it for nature as well. So you can see this whole section here has been left to its own devices. So there are a lot of rushes, there are trees, and then anything that wants to self-seed can grow there. And there's a lot of wildlife and frogs and things that that live there, so she likes to leave some areas like that. And this little one loves to stand on your toes and get in the way of everything. But yeah, then I'll just walk along this way and show you what's down this path. Try and not stand on a kitty cat. It's always really, really quiet here, which I love. I love the sound of nothing, so that's always really nice. This corner is a little secret corner. It has this beautiful big beech tree, which has been here for a very long time, but you can actually go underneath it. And it's like a little secret kingdom where it's completely sheltered by this tree that's hanging down, and we've got these little stumps here so you can take a seat. So it's a very like mystical place, and I'm pretty sure I just read in folklore yesterday that there's something about a beech tree when it sort of like curves down like this and creates like a little protective spot. It's a special thing in folklore, so I think that's pretty cool. And then down here again, it's more of this spot that has been left to go wild. So it's really nice to see all of the insects and creatures and plants and things coming in here. Look at this crazy cat. You're a little tinker. Lots of alder along here. They're very happy in this wet environment. All these fields used to be farmland. And then this is the pond, which is looking beautiful. So this used to just be a field, but they dug a pond, and now it's got so many different plants. Those little white specks there are actually flowers, and there's a lily flower as well. I'm just gonna awkwardly slowly zoom in so I can show you the lily flower, because it's very, very exciting. So there you go. So it is Lunasa today, which is a very special day. It's actually from Ireland originally, and I've made videos about it in the past, like really going into the origins and ways to celebrate and stuff. But today we are going to go to a really sacred place in Ireland, and I have been struggling to find out how to pronounce this place. I think it's Uisneach, the Hill of Uisneach, I think. But I'm really sorry if I've got that wrong. I will learn when I'm there and I will find out. And it is a sacred hill, and they do like seasonal celebrations and stuff. So we are going to go to the Lunasa event tonight. I think there's going to be a fire, there's different games and stuff, because Lu, the god Lu, was very adept at games and very skilled in many things. So we're going to go there and check it out. I hope it's going to be good. It's until 11 p.m, so it's like an evening thing. And yeah, this is the first harvest festival of the year. It's still summer, but it's a harvest festival, and the land is really abundant at this time of year. All vegetables and fruit and everything is just bursting with life, so it's a really lovely time to just exist. And I'm really excited to go to this event and see what it'll be like. I always just do weird little things by myself, so I never really go to like big events and stuff, so I think it's gonna be fun. We'll go and check out and see what it's like.
Dancing in Munster in the south, knowledge in Connacht in the west, and then be held together by sovereignty and spirit by Midget in the centre. The good god of the two who ruled after Lu, and who was his great ally. These characters will never see it wanting. It said that the playing of the harp is what makes the wheel of the year turn around.
Good morning. I've just come outside to pick some herbs for my morning tea, and this is the mint. There's some more down there as well. I think it's even worse. This is what happens if you just put mint in the ground. But it's not a problem here because there's plenty of space needing to be taken up. So it's not really an issue, but that is what happens with mint. It's pretty crazy. But what I'm looking for as well as the mint is some fennel, because there is a fennel plant down here, if I can remember where it is. Ah, there we go. This is a bit of a beast as well, actually. But fennel, like most plants, has got a lot of different benefits, but it's really good for digestion. So I'm gonna get some of this to put in my tea. And I've also got some mugwort here as well, but I'm not feeling the call to the mugwort right now. So just going to grab some fennel. And I think this is peppermint. There's so many different varieties of mint, but yeah, I think this is peppermint here, and I can see a tiny little snail on there. And the bees enjoying the flowers as well. We've got some St. John's wort, which is really good for alleviating dark moods and depressive episodes and that kind of thing. And it's really interesting because obviously the flower is this bright yellow colour, but the oils are actually dark red like that. So it's really, really cool. And then the last thing I'm going to get today is a borage flower. I'm only going to take one because the bees love it and I want to make sure they're happy. but they are a lovely, interesting little alien looking flower, and they're good for things like arthritis, asthma and inflammation. So I'm just gonna grab one of these little guys. I'm currently just in the polytunnel, so if you can hear various insects buzzing around, that's why. It's lovely in here. There are so many tomatoes that are all getting nice and ripe now, and then like loads of other flowers that just exploded that didn't even get planted here, so but they're very happy. But I just wanted to tell you about the event last night, because sometimes I don't want to film too much at these kind of events because it is like a spiritual thing, and I don't want to, you know, be getting my phone out for me and for other people, or my camera. So I just try to like take videos of stuff where I could, but I want to tell you a little bit more about it because I was finding it really hard to visualize what the place was going to look like. And like I was saying yesterday, I heard it pronounced Uisneach, but then people there were saying Uisneach. So yeah, maybe there's different pronunciations depending where you're from, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just basically a big hill, and there's a sacred stone on it. It's, in the ancient times, they said it was the centre of Ireland, and apparently they were only like 4 kilometres off, so that's pretty good going. And there is like a visitor centre with a little gift shop and stuff, and we basically walked up to the stone, and there was a man there, very knowledgeable man, who was telling us all about the stone and history, and also like a lot of the mythology. And then he basically asked everyone to walk around the stone 3 times, and basically visualizing what you want and what you're going to do to make it happen. And the whole theme was that this time of Lunasa and this sort of first harvest coming into autumn, it's all about the harvest. It's all about all the projects that you've been working on through the year, bringing them into fruition and sort of coming to the harvest of the stuff that you've been working on. So there was a lot of stuff around thinking about your project and how you can bring them in, and then a lot about community as well, because that was a really big thing for people at the time. This would be a time of year when you would really rely on your neighbours, and you really need them to come and help you with agriculture and that sort of thing. And he was talking about, even though it's not really a thing now for most people, it is for a lot of people in Ireland, but for most everyday people, agriculture is not really something that we need to think about. So it's more like thinking about, how does your life mirror the seasons as you are part of nature, and how can you replicate what's going on, so the things that are going to come into fruition in your harvest time, and how can you maybe ask the community for help or do things yourself to get it working. And he was very, very knowledgeable about Irish mythology, which I've been trying to learn more about, and it's really, well, all mythology is really hard to grapple with sometimes. There's just so many characters and stories, and sometimes they're kind of confusing, so it was really interesting to hear his tales. And he was talking about Lu as being this god who was an oath keeper. Everything he said he had to do, which got him in trouble sometimes. And he was very skilled in all the arts. He was really good at sports and things like that as well. He had a spear that always hit its target, so very powerful man. And he threw a festival for his foster mother, Talcha, and that is Lunasa. They put the pronunciation on the Lunasa, so I'm going to start saying it like that. So yeah, that's where it comes from. And then we went up a little bit further, and there is a place where you can sort of watch the sunset, and then there was a place where you could play various games to try and, you know, continue with the Lunasa tradition. So there was hurling and tug of war, and some guys doing like wrestling and stuff, because that would have been a thing at this time of year as well. So yeah, really, really fascinating. And he was very, very passionate, very knowledgeable as well. So yeah, it was quite motivational actually to just like get your shit together and get stuff sorted. But yeah, and there was loads of lovely people there, and it was just a really nice reminder that like actually there are loads of really good people out there, and people who are aligned and on the same page and stuff, and want the same things as you. And then we came back down to the visitor centre, had some tea, and there was some music and stuff as well. So altogether really nice, and I think it's quite small in comparison to the other events. They do a Bealtaine one, which apparently is like 1,000 people, like stalls, vendors, like a proper festival. So I think next year I might do that. We might also do Samhain there, I'm not sure. So we'll have a look. Sorry, that was the cat. So we'll have a look, because I would like to do more of that kind of thing. Never seen ginger mint before.
Right. Time to move on, you two.
Oh, it does smell really gingery as well.
And it's got the stems as well, sort of like that. Sort of reddy brown colour.
Yeah. It smells absolutely amazing.
Oh, doesn't it? You made her kind of something.
Ooh.
So you can stick it back again.
Yeah. It's crazy how many varieties of mint you can get.
There's tons. There's another one. I want chocolate mint.
Chocolate mint, yeah.
I haven't got that yet, but I've seen it.
So these are all the compost beds, and everything's just basically chucked on top of each other, and it makes the most gorgeous crumbly dark compost when it's done. My mum doesn't use any pesticides or anything unnatural, so this is a big bed of comfrey that she's made, and this is what she uses for fertilizer, and the bees absolutely love it as well. It's actually a really pretty flower and it can get quite big, but all of this is what's used to fertilise the vegetables. My mum wants to do willow weaving, so she's planted a lot of willow down here, and then you can basically dry out these and use them to weave baskets and things like that. So pretty good amount on the go here. I think there'll be some baskets in the near future.